All right, I think that's so cute. So, I'm Desa.
I'm BigSid.
And yeah, the two of us are gonna be running Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion, remake of a game that came out ages ago, with lots of quality of life options, features. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it brief and start if we have the go.
All right.
You on the screen?
You are ready to go?
Yeah. All right.
Do you want me to do the countdown?
Sure, do it.
All right. On go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. Good luck to you. Good luck on the power rest. So, at the very beginning of the run,
Activating combat mode.
I'm gonna mention it immediately because I'll probably forget to talk about it later. But in Crisis Core, the level up are all completely random, which means that, or like semi-random. We have like the XP that we get per enemy, and certain thresholds that we need to hit to get our level ups. Meaning that if we hit the certain threshold, we have a chance of getting the level up. And it can also exceed, like we can. What the? Okay. Immediately went interesting. And right now, what we did before the run, you saw us getting level 7 already. Before the run, we went ahead and basically stored a level up by exceeding that level up threshold, which allowed us to get a level up in a fight where you usually don't even have access to the level up mechanic. And the keyword broke out for me. I was wondering who's gonna have to. So yeah, we basically start the run on a level 7 instead of level 6, which will immediately give us a little bit of a power boost, just to kick things off a little nicer. And the fight you just saw was the Behemoth fight. It's a deceivingly consistent fight. Every time someone starts running the game, they're like, oh, that fight's not too bad. And by the time they hit like 15, 20 runs, they're like, wait, this is supposed to work? Like, it's a really weird strat. It used to work a lot, and now it doesn't work for most people. I'm not sure what happened, but
So,
suddenly I think it's
how this game pretty much works, it's a very minor notion. And what happens is a lot of people who start running the game are not typically fast with their inputs. But really what's happening is in Zack's combo, it's a 4-input combo, but it really is 5 hits. And on the 3rd and 5th hit, they need to be timed to actually stagger the behemoth. So if you attack too early, which is the most problem people have, that stagger hit hits too early, and then he doesn't get staggered, and then you end up not being able to stagger. There's a backup for that.
I know. Right. Yeah, you might have to tell me. I forgot what the backup was. I just remember that my saves had that issue too. All right.
I'll let you talk about this.
So what we're doing right now is something that's not changed between the original and the remake, both in terms of the speedrun as well as the game in itself. If you talk to this pod, that usually gives you, like, in certain parts of the story, you can get items from there. And if you talk to that pod 20 times during the first day, basically, during the first time you get items from there, the guy that keeps turning around will hand us what he got that day, which is a curse ring. It gives us a immense damage boost. It basically gives us like a damage boost of several levels, and we'll equip it immediately. It does nullify any potential level ups that we'd be getting, but as of right now, we don't even have enough EXP to get the level ups. So we're basically just getting a free power boost.
Yeah, so pretty much that curse ring, if you saw it, actually, the status ailment curse disables the DMW on the top left of the screen. And so with that, we can't get any of the buffs or any advantages pretty much. And that also stops us from gaining levels. It doesn't stop us from gaining experience, but we're gonna see that for the first 20 minutes of the run, we're just gonna have this curse ring on us. And it's really nice because it technically gives us about the equivalent of about 2 level ups ahead.
Yeah, like 2 to 3, something like that.
Yeah.
Like the stats are a lot higher, but the damage actively ties in your level. So the same stats between level 6 and level 10 will give you different amounts of damage. meaning that with the curse ring you get stats comparable to like I think actually like 6 or 7 levels, but because you're not like actually a higher level, you don't see all of the benefits. It's still really good. It's well worth the 20 times you have to interact with the pod to actually obtain it. Okay, so right here we just have a mob fight. It's 30 enemies. It starts with a few of those yellow sergeants and a lot of the green privates. And depending on what is alive right now, the game decides on what to spawn next. Which means if we leave the yellow ones alive, for example... Oops, wrong spell. If we leave the yellow ones alive, no yellow ones will spawn because there can only ever be one on screen at the same time. You know, I just realized I think I have it on my SSD, not on my M2.
Oh no.
So my loads are gonna be a little slower, but it's fine.
Don't worry, I'll make it up with the death later.
Heyo. That's a promise. Yeah, I definitely have slightly slower loads, but it doesn't matter too much.
So I guess I'll pretty much talk about this section. So we now are in Wutai, and what's actually really interesting about this section is we need to manage our items. Or not our items, but like the AP and NP that we have. We want to make sure that we're not using too much because we're not going to get any refills. So we're pretty much going to be trying to use specific strats and monitoring what we have available to us.
MP and AP being the stats that allow us to perform special actions. We can always attack, like regularly or sword, but MP allows us to cast spells, as with most RPGs, while AP, which isn't as common, allows us to do things like, for example, the spin attack that we're doing, or later on, jumps. Oh, yes. I didn't hold the direction. There's a funny little bug in this game where if the game loads too quickly into a fight, it'll just refuse to allow you to do anything. Like right there, you saw me just standing around there for a second. That's because I didn't hold a direction and the game was not ready for combat basically yet. Even though it's funnily enough saying activating combat mode.
Yeah.
The game's telling us that the fight starts, but it's not actually ready. And that is probably, or like, at least my theory on this is because this game is basically the PSP version with a new, how do you call it, new coat of paint. It's still the PSP version under the hood in almost every single way, except for like all the cutscene skips and some other quality of life features. But the bare bones of this game is really the PSP. So issues that were in the PSP game kind of translate into this as well. For example, I'm gonna call it glitch where you can't move the fight loads too quickly. You wouldn't ever really encounter that on PSP, only on emulator where the game loads a lot faster. All right, and now Sid has the Wutai twins coming up, the Vajratawa twins, so I'm gonna be there soon as well.
So we actually are introduced to this, and bosses will have an ability power, and the game's telling you that you need to break it before they will unleash a powerful attack. And so we're able to actually break it and stop the enemy from using that powerful attack. But I'm actually gonna showcase, similar to what I said with the behemoth that we fought in the beginning, if you actually time your combos, you can stagger the twins. Before that, they can really get any actions out. We kind of use that throughout the fight to just keep them in the loop and make sure that they don't get too many actions out.
Correct, as you saw on my end now, in case you didn't catch it on Sid's end. I'm glad I got that. I haven't practiced that timing a bit, but okay. Good. Both of us done with the Vajratara twins. Generally, the early game of this game is not too bad. There's going to be one very technical fight coming up, and after that, the next like technical fight is like at the end of the next chapter. So, like specifically, early game is not overly complicated, but later on you're gonna see it. We're gonna base most of our fight on a single technique.
So, where I'm coming up across the Ifrit fight, and pretty much we're going to be using specific set of inputs to kind of have this fight go how we want. So something that was noted, you've probably been seeing us use magic. However,
I'm using the hook strat.
Yeah, I add a little twist to it, but yeah, pretty much that.
So both of us are actually using different strats, and even right now I'm using a strat that we came up not too long ago, which I used in the so-called level 6 category when I ran it. And I actually never used it with level 7. You kill him one hit earlier. Interesting.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice. But it basically allows you, so ability power has a little twist to it. While the enemy is charging up ability power, you always get critical hits. So we abuse that fact to basically make him prepare the ability power every single time at that specific point of the fight to then get all the critical hits on the enemy. And usually you only get critical hits if you do back attacks. So we can also hit them from the front if they're currently charging up the ability power. There's also another thing to it that we will go over later once we get to it. Because right now we basically go back to the pot that we talked about earlier. And we're gonna quickly get Thunder, essential for the next part of the... Oops. Told him to hold on a minute. I don't want to rematch either. And yeah, basically, that Thunder spell is really good because Reunion also added lots of weaknesses or lots of elemental gameplay. We had those spells in the original game, but all the enemies did not really have weaknesses. Most enemies, specifically in early game, were just neutral to spells, but more machine-type enemies are weak to Thunder, for example. More animal-type enemies are weak to fire or blizzard sometimes, depending what kind of enemy it is. They added quite a bit. For example, this guy, this used to be a purely physical fight on the original version, but now we're just fully relying on Thunder because he's actually weak to Thunder at this point, or in this version of the game.
You just kind of threw me for a loop. He kind of crossed my mind up right there.
Oh yeah?
So,
Ankles
yeah,
broken?
in this fight, any type of Scorpion-esque type looking enemy, they have an attack where that they can jump. At least the first two that we fight.
God Scorpion doesn't.
Yeah. And pretty much, so typically, as Desa stated, that critical hits are when you hit an enemy from the back. However, when the enemy jumps, his face actually ends up becoming the critical hit. And it's just a weird little notion. I think that they're the only enemies in the run that do that.
Correct. So basically what happens is his model turns around, but the actual orientation of where you get the critical hits and where you get the normal attacks, or like his proper orientation of critical hits and normal hits, front and back, doesn't change. Because after his spiderweb attack, he does turn around to his original position. In case that sounds too complicated, basically his face becomes his back and the other way around.
Yes. So something that we haven't been able to mention yet, you're going to be seeing both Des and I throughout the run kind of run in weird looking patterns, and we're actually trying to avoid encounters because you cannot physically see the encounter spawns, but they typically are in the middle of the screen. So a lot of the time we kind of are rubbing against the wall to make sure that we avoid all the encounters.
Most of the time, if you like see a bulge in the pathway, if it's like just a circle suddenly in the otherwise rather lenient or rather straight pathway, then you can expect there to be an encounter.
Conflict resolved.
And if you step into those encounter zones, you generally do get an encounter, but there are encounter zones where it's luck-based. Basically, every encounter zone also has a chance tied to it. And some of them are guaranteed, while others, like later, some unavoidable ones are... Oh, I paused for the fight. I did it again.
Oh, no.
That's a common mistake if you just autopilot. So yeah, those encounter zones, some of them are unavoidable and have like chances of giving us encounters, which means we'll just have to eat the encounter if we do end up getting unlucky. Little fun fact about this fight, I still don't know what exactly it's tied to. I think it's like tied to how you kill the enemies, but usually it's 1 helicopter and 8 soldiers. There's a way to get a 9th soldier in there, and it usually just loses you time.
I don't think I've ever seen.
I've had that like 2 or 3 times. I had it in a marathon run, like, what was that? I think. Oh, when was that? Oh, I don't even remember. Wait. What was it? Oh, right, March, right. On good old SpeedCon. For any Germans in you who might know about it. Another thing you maybe have noticed if you watch more RPG speedruns, this game is not really menu intensive, partially because it's slow and we get a high power level pretty quickly. Or we get to a high power level pretty quickly. But also just like early game doesn't really have many menus. On top of that, before we forget it, we do have some time for donations now, because now we just have a mini game where we slash some shells. And yeah, there's nothing really special happening right now.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. We have a $25 donation from Crazy Comics saying, hey, SGDQ 2023 Crisis Core Reunion, 30 frames per second, new game plus world record holder, Crazy Comics here. Super excited to see the first game I ever speed ran on the GDQ stage and 2 of the community's best racing it out. Best of luck to both runners, but I'm personally rooting for Desa since he's the one who's the runs I've been watching to practice any percent. Shoutouts to the CCFF7 Reunion speedrun community for being the most supportive first speedrun community to get into. And I also have an $11.19 donation from Dip. So I want to ask you first before I read this: is it 119 or 119? How should I say it?
119.
Either one's fine.
Okay, it's 119.
Well, so Desa the puppy versus the one and only 119. Congrats to both of you for making it into GDQ, and good luck on the race.
I told him before that anything that has a 119 in any way, shape, or form, read it out.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Do we have times for some more, or no?
No, so we go over the fight real quick.
Cool.
All good. This is Bahamut. Kind of a gatekeeper for new runners, because he is not easy, and he gave me the triple swipe. I'm not used to fighting on level 7, actually. Usually my runs die before that. And yeah, Bahamut is kind of a gatekeeper because he's meant to be fought a little bit later in terms of like power level. But in the speedrun, because we haven't leveled up yet, we're like really good with our... Oh, I skipped this one. Look at flare. What the hell?
Yeah, at level 7, you can do enough damage to end up...
Resolved.
Oh, you got that pattern.
Yeah, really bad pattern. Oh my god. I forgot that he can like not do that. All right, so basically this guy deals a lot of damage, and if you get hit by the wrong attacks, he can
Kill you in 2
deal
hits.
kill you in 2 hits, get like 50% plus of your health just down in one swoop. Which means that you either have to be like potioning constantly and be aware of your health at all times, or you just don't get hit. You just don't take damage. Easy as that. It's never harder than that. All right. So what happens now is we basically unlock... We didn't really talk about the menus too much. We have a certain amount of material and... Oops, accessories. So, oh, wait, actually, before I do that, what was the backup again if you get fire?
Just don't make a second rub blade, and then sell the star pendant and buy an extra fire in chapter 3.
Wait, so
pretty
I
much,
don't...
I can explain. So Materia Fusion is a little section that actually allows us to pretty much fuse 2 different materia and later items along with it to just create new materia and to have access to a lot of new things. It's extremely broken if you know how to actually use it. Most people, including me, when I first played this, I was 100% clueless on how it works. And so I didn't really know how to use Materia Fusion that well. I would get this pad. But pretty much,
Conflict resolved.
You're gonna be seeing on almost any menu that we do in this run from this point on out is gonna be utilizing some type of material fusion.
Which basically allows us to skip ahead on the power level really far. Like we can get stuff that we're not like properly meant to get. Like you have access to it, obviously, because we're not like glitching or anything. But it is like really strong stuff.
I would say the best way, the game's not balanced towards us having it.
Yeah, it's definitely not balanced. Like it's balanced around material fusion to some degree, especially in hard mode, but not to this degree. Because we utilize it like as well as one could possibly utilize it, I guess.
Conflict
I see we
resolved.
both kind of got.
Yeah, we both got screwed on that.
So we're doing missions right now. We're going out of our way to do a couple missions. And that's because we're going to be getting 2 really good items in this 3rd mission. It's the scariest one, but it's pretty much going to get us set comfortable for a good chunk of the run.
Correct.
I'm going to pick this up for a
By
second.
the way, because I feel like I didn't catch it. So
Pick up the sprint shoots.
wait,
and then-
no. Assault was the Blizzard Blade, Bizarre Blade, Fire. Which of those do I skip now? I have not had Fire leveled up in a while.
Activating combat mode.
I never make a fire blade, so I make a thunder blade, and that's pretty much it.
Just trust me.
Okay.
So the reason this mission is scary, by the way, is because he can shoot, and his shooting animation is slightly longer than your thunder animation, just slightly, which means you can miss time it easily. And his spin attack, if it catches you, usually dead, because it triggers
Yes.
you. This mission is not meant for this part of the game, but we are kind of strong still. All right.
Had a couple close calls.
Same, and I'm still not 100% sure on the menu. I'll figure it out, I guess. Got the Eater.
So, another thing that can just happen any run is material can level up whenever it wants, and we don't know if it's ever going to happen. But when material levels up, it actually gets in the way of our menus, and sometimes you just need to have a backup for it, or it can end up messing up the placement of where they are in your actual menu.
Correct. Or what happened in my case is material can also level up in unopportune moments, and that can, like, basically change the result of your material fusion, which can lead to scenarios that you might not be prepared for.
You're in for it now. Is this?
You got time for some quick donations while you're doing this?
Yes.
Sure, I guess one of you can go. Okay.
Right. There's a quick 3 group together. We have a $500 donation from Blitz81981 that says, activating donate mode. We have a $25 donation from Left Step Louis that says, activating donate mode. Donation resolved. And we have a $250 donation from Anonymous that says, donation resolved.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's great. I think I actually got the fusion wrong, but I'll
Activating
figure it out.
combat mode.
Oh, I'm getting a cutscene, of course! So with the DMW, you can get, like, limit attacks. You used one of them just now, didn't you?
I used one earlier.
Yeah, you used one earlier. So Sid used the move where basically played a cutscene and some special effects happen, and just damage spread all over the place. They can also have cutscenes accompanying them, and those cutscenes are just time waste. And I just got one of those. It's like 3 or 4 seconds per cutscene. Yep.
Impressive. All right then.
Oh, I also don't have power attack.
All I can say, this is definitely a GDQ run. We're getting the marathon RNG.
Oh yeah, I was not prepared for fire level 2. I've only had that once. I was not prepared for that.
All right. So I'll try to explain what I'm doing right now. So similar to as I was talking about the materia fusion earlier, what I'm actually doing right now is I'm pumping up all of my materia with a +2 attack from adding it. I'm attaching a Libra to it to give everything a +2 attack, and that materia level up or the attack stat is actually going to be set to Zach directly. It's not set just to the materia. And so as long as we have the materia equipped, we have the actual stat bonus on us. So pretty much, long story short, we're making ourselves really strong. Much stronger than the game intends us to be right now.
Activating
I'll
combat
see what
mode.
happens on my end with my bot fusion.
Got him.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah.
Dude, what? I pressed confirm, damn.
I did the same thing. I got hit by the double confirm and I was talking and I hit no. It's really funny because as you're doing all the materia fusions, if you have something already equipped and you fuse it, the game is just letting you know that you're about to replace some materia that you have equipped, but it really gives you like 3 warnings. So it's like you try to do the materia, and it's like, are you sure? Are you really sure? Are you really sure about that?
You don't actually
And
want to
so-
fuse this, do you? Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So this section of the run is actually very, very scary. We're constantly having to flee from these enemies because we could kill them. It takes too long and fleeing is faster, but they're also extremely dangerous. Very dangerous. So at any moment, we can pretty much die on any of these encounters.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have less strength. But that's fine.
That's okay, we're both gonna get the power wrist.
I have to quickly figure out what I did wrong now.
Activating combat mode.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so again, I got kind of messed up by getting an incorrect level up, basically, and now I'll have to suffer the consequences of that by having to improvise, and I improvise incorrectly.
It is probably one of the worst things that can happen, honestly, so I feel very bad.
Activating combat mode.
It happens.
I was actually, right before this run, I was thinking about it like 2 days ago. I was like, what am I gonna do if fire levels up?
Nah, that thought did not even cross my mind. Because the only time this ever happened to me was the first time I ever made saves. And
Really?
after that, not again.
Yeah, I've had it about 3 times, and it was just reset. And then it became okay, I need to be prepped for a race setting.
Okay, so another thing we try and do here is we try to use some items here, some potions, because there's a small... Using potions outside of combat doesn't use any time. And there's a small time save in the next chapter where if you don't have any potions, or if you only have 1 potion, an NPC will not give you an extra prompt if you want to hand them more or not. Oops, wrong
Activating
direction.
combat mode.
Okay. So basically at this point I don't have any potions, and it's very likely that I'll get a potion on one of the future fights, like I think 7 out of 8 chance. And if I do end up getting it, it means I can go and just skip the prompt. If I don't get it, I have to somehow get my hands on a potion in a different way, be it through science or whatever. I am getting...
Just perfume shot.
Oh, perfume shot slow. You can also just buy them. They're not expensive.
Doing so many runs has made me just think of backups on backups on backups on backups on backups with this game, with how inconsistent it can be.
Alright. So, Sid is coming up on one of the saddest parts of the run. So, he's gonna do a fight called Machine Trio, just a trio of machines. The fight in itself is not the problem. The problem is the blue guy. The blue guy has a 7 out of 8 chance to drop the power wrist, which is just 10 extra strength for free. But it's a 7 out of 8 chance, which means there's a 1 out of 8 chance that you don't get the desired item. Also, I actually ended up dying, didn't I?
Okay, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah,
I can already see myself. I can already see myself not getting it just to pile things on top of the RNG I already got. Though the death right now, that was not RNG, it was just misplay by me.
Conflict resolved.
That was just misplay. Alright. Kind of worked. Not barrier. My shortcuts are messed up because of the botched menu. Oh, and I got hit.
Oh, you know, now that you mention that. So, actually, technically at the start of this chapter, Zach, he got promoted to first class. And with that, first class almost.
Oh yeah, I started mentioning it, but I after I just glanced over it.
So, ideally, after every fight, you get graded on how well you did the fight. And there are certain bonuses you get by finishing a fight in certain ways. And the best bonus you really can get is the no damage one, because it kind of gives you an HP upgrade, or it heals you. It refills your MP and also refills your AP. And that's going to be very important in some spots in the run where we are hoping to get a certain grade, so that way we can manage our resources better.
Like right here. But I had to go for backup, which is not too bad.
Please kill. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Alright. So I need to get backup money. So Sid is now once again doing materia fusion. As you mentioned, pretty much all the fusions at this point, or all the minis at this point, are materia fusions. And the materia fusion right now gave him the best ability in the game, high jump. It has a crazy amount of iframes, it deals a crazy amount of damage, and it has no reason being as powerful as it is. It's just ludicrously good. Also,
However,
I did get the power
downside
wrist.
yeah, I was about to say I saw that. It does use a lot of AP. So in this case, I can only really use it like 3 times.
Yeah, it uses 35 AP. We have 114, so it barely is enough for free usages. As of right now.
I'm not getting good.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Killed me!
Yeah, you had a target placed on your head.
Oh
Conflict resolved.
my gosh. I don't even want to talk about. I'm not gonna lie, time just slowed down for me, and I
You were in the
swear I saw
Matrix.
into the future. Okay, so I can pretty much explain what happened.
Go over
So whenever you get a cutscene from the DMW, it just plays randomly. So earlier it happened in the middle of the run, and I guess we didn't explain this, but this game has a built-in like combo boost ability. So the more hits you do in a combo before you use an ability, the stronger it becomes. And sometimes if you do 4 hits or 3 hits and then you get a cutscene, it'll cancel out all the hits you did and give you a base ability stat, like strength. And right there, what also happened was another thing that the cutscenes can do is it'll show an action because it cancels actions. It literally is just interrupting what's happening in the game. That an enemy did an attack that can just pretty much just kill you instantly. Like you get trapped in it, and the cutscene played, or it started playing, and I never got to see the attack happening or starting up. I just saw the animation that the boss was doing, and I was able to miraculously react in time. Pretty much.
Exactly, because as you see, usually the game tells you if something happens. Except for like basic attacks, every action has like a little, like basically a little announcement with the enemy accompanying it that it uses fire or it uses like this super attack or something like that. But in this case, the DMW shenanigans can skip it. Not intentionally, of course, but they like overlap and then you don't end up seeing it. now, so I need to still back up my shop because I got screwed. What was that? Jump, Libra, headband, Soul Twister.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah!
All right. So you see us doing more missions. Oh, Sid already did them. I'm still trying to catch up on that. We do these missions because A, they also give us a power boost. The previous mission allowed us to use items in the fusion, and those items are what allow us to get stuff like high jump a lot earlier. And this mission we solely do because it gives us an extra accessory slot, meaning we can equip more stuff that lets us deal more damage. Which more damage is always better. Oh, I'm also... Oh, I'm not level 7, I just got invincible. Yeah, I thought I thought I got a level up. But no, the game just takes pity on me. It saw me taking too much damage. Okay. I got bulletproof vest. Ooh. Luckily, it doesn't matter too much. Okay.
You're still on the level 6 mindset.
I know. Okay, so I did get the power, so I can equip it now, which is good.
Activating combat
Alright,
mode.
so this is
Conflict
actually one of
resolved.
those sections that we said with the first class bonuses. That you want to make sure you do this entire section without getting hit.
Activating combat mode.
What he said. No, so if there are lots of enemies, and as we mentioned, high jump takes a lot of AP, meaning that if you finish the fights without taking damage, you get most of that AP back immediately. Not all of it, because this one, for example, uses 70 AP. We defeat 6 enemies. Every kill... Oh, you got jump level up here. Every kill gives us 5% AP bonus, and no damage gives us 20%, meaning we get 50% bonus.
Got him! Oh yeah!
And that 50% bonus, it's not a full 2 high jump worth of AP, but it's enough for now. Also, I didn't pay attention if I got the potion or not. From Geo Racer.
I did not see. I was trying to talk.
I
It
wasn't
was in the
paying
middle of me
attention.
talking, and I tried to glance over, but I needed to. It was on the moss where you are most likely to get hit. I think you're fine.
No, I'm fine. Like, it doesn't waste much time.
So I'm coming up against another boss fight, and this boss fight, technically, it's hard to explain, but maybe if I can dish out enough damage, which I think I have the means to, I can actually showcase. Oh, are you gonna be nice? Oh, I think I got it. I'm pretty. This has to be it. It's not.
Nope. So what could have happened there, we talked about the ability power before, and he could have launched his ability power right there to allow us, because you see that we cannot hit his back. He always faces us. But the ability power will always allow us to crit, meaning if he high jumps into the ability power, which is, I think it's purely damage based, right? It's not luck based.
It's.
Or
I
a bit
think
of both. I
you
don't
can make it
remember.
consistent with damage.
Yeah. You can't make it consistent, but it doesn't always end up being consistent. And basically, if you use that ability power, we break it instantly. We don't even have to worry about the move that would usually follow up. And we get a critical hit as if we would back attack him, which with a 5-hit combo preceding it and high jump deals massive damage. It's really, really valuable if you do end up getting it. But if you don't, then it's like 4 or 5 seconds. And another thing we didn't touch upon yet, which will become progressively more and more important throughout the run, if you break the ability power with an ability and follow up with another ability, the game basically forgets to subtract your damage multiplier. And instead of you dealing damage as if you didn't attack it, you will still deal whatever combo you had as your damage. So if you had 5 hits preceding it, you'll still have the full 5-hit combo damage multiplier on your next action. But it has to be like your next action, otherwise it won't work. All right, wait. I had level 6 mindset again.
Yeah,
I was trying to do the mission. No, we just jump. We put them legs to good use. Nah, I did get hit, dang it. Oh, I can just use the storm, it's fine. Yeah,
So
really
the
have to
mods
play this way,
that's us fighting, they can bypass that little stagger animation that I spoke about, and sometimes they just will attack you.
Yeah.
I don't understand what causes that to happen, but you could just be in, like, sometimes they can have a super armor on their attacks. I think as soon as they start an attack, they have super armor, and that's just what happens.
Yeah,
So I'm about to be playing Metal Gear
Kind of
soon.
random. Ayo? Metal Gear Crisis?
Yes.
Alright, and I'm coming up on the fight that Sid did a little bit ago. The Bahamut Fury. I think we never mentioned its name. Big Dragon.
Yes.
Big Dragon. Big Dragon dies quickly. Not as quickly on my end, but it dies quickly.
So right here, we need to sneak to get to infiltrate. But these guards are apparently blind.
Yeah, 100%. Those
And-
those safety goggles are not worth anything.
And we could just literally run right past them. But if you run, I think that they can hear you. And so you need to make sure that you're walking. All right. What am I doing?
I got another
Okay.
cutscene.
So pretty much
Gotta catch
all
them
the
all.
items
Oh,
that we
level
got, I'm actually gonna just be selling them and buying a lot of items to pretty much. We said that high jump used a lot of AP, so what I'm gonna do is actually just make that no longer a problem by giving myself 30% or 50% more.
My controller disconnected. Great.
I did that.
My controller disconnected. Great. There we go.
No. So
I'm plagued today.
one of the in one of the missions that we actually did early in the previous chapter allowed us to be able to put items along. Oh gosh, just press R2. It allows us to. Oh no, that's
Activating combat mode.
Hey, you were saying? Oh, you want to talk about Genesis first? I'll go over the.
I can. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna showcase the damage source thing that Dessa mentioned earlier. I'm gonna be breaking his ability power with a high jump. After I stored 3 hits, I'm gonna do another high jump, and that second high jump ended up doing a lot more damage because it carried over the same hits,
Conflict resolved.
and we can just kind of nuke bosses that way.
Yep. Like that is definitely unintended behavior, and that allows us to bypass some phases sometimes. Like for example, on an upcoming boss fight for Sid, it basically brings him from one ability power to his next instantly.
Yes.
Which usually there's like a whole like half battle happening in between, but not here. So the thing that Sid started talking about, I briefly mentioned it. We got I think it's called Item Fusion Tome
It's like
or something
item
like
tone
that.
fusion.
Something like that, yeah. And it allows us to include items in our material fusion, which we first used to bypass basically those power levels and get our high jump out of a jump, and allows us to even use it in the first place. While
Conflict resolved.
you got high jump level up, and that item fusion tome will also allow us to get high stats. You saw him dumping 90 somas into material fusion, which means at this point he now has enough AP, because somas are used to replenish AP, but if you use them in material fusion, every 10 soma you will get 10% AP bonus on your materia. If it already has an AP bonus, which is convenient because my controller is connected again. That is not convenient.
Oh no.
So
That was happening to me last week.
the steel material we got earlier, we didn't even talk about that, but we got a steel material from a cutscene, and that has AP as its bonus. And we basically inherit that bonus into another material for fusion and amplify it in the same material fusion step, basically. Not conflict.
Activating combat mode.
And now I'm gonna be playing Metal Gear Solid while you're beating up dude. So what we want to do here is we want to actually just slowly walk past this guy. For some reason, it's a bit too fast. He still sees you. It's weird. But their vision is really, really bad. Wait, did you got a jump level up as well?
I did, but so as you were talking, I was just watching your Metal Gear Solid segment. I forgot to block, and he almost killed me.
Yo?
And I couldn't get behind him fast enough, so.
All right.
Alright.
More Somas than that.
I'm on the beach episode of the anime.
Yeah, Fruit mentioned every game needs to have a beach episode. This is ours. This is our beach episode.
It's not looking to be a nice beach episode.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
No, this is.
Conflict resolved.
That ended up working out.
You got some time for some quick donations while you're menuing here?
Right now is actually a really good time.
All right, we have a $25 donation from Seriously Surly saying, so happy to see Crisis Core getting shown off. Both of you are going to do great, but if I had to choose, go Big Sid.
Let's go.
But we do have a $13.37 donation from, and I think it's C3 Pone, Sepone, I don't know, but it says, go Desa Go. So you got one for each of you there.
Yo,
Still
Pony,
the lead.
appreciate it.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna let Seriously Shirley down.
The newcomers, they don't know.
Activating combat mode.
The newcomers don't know.
So I guess to put it out there, when the game first came out, obviously the game was able to be, people ran the game on PSP, and when
People being
the
like
gaming
me
came
and
out-
like one other person.
listen, that's still people.
True. It's plural.
Nice. But
Conflict resolved.
this game was just attracting a lot more people due to the original. I never ran it, but Dessa told me the horror stories that you cannot run, you cannot dash as we've been doing the entire time, and you also cannot skip any cutscenes. So obviously when this game came out, this was a huge, like, it shortened the run by over 4 hours, or just about almost 4 hours. And
We actually had a donation about that, asking that, $250 from Black Noise 06, saying, awesome to watch another SGDQ question. If this was the old PSP version, how much more time would be added to the Crisis Core run? Good luck to all the runners during the event. So you said about 4 hours?
yes.
Wow.
Which also, like, it's partially due to the dashing, partially due to the cutscenes, and the fights in the reunion also, like, a lot faster. Some fights take minutes in the OG, or at least like a minute. And I think the only fight that takes a minute in reunion is the second to last boss, which is the only guy who actually has like a sizable amount of HP. And the only reason it takes that long is because he makes himself invulnerable.
Conflict resolved.
He just hides himself behind this stupid wall, letting his little buddies do everything for him.
I'm not level 15, and I really hope I don't get one shot here.
Oh, fuck it. I think you're all level 15.
No, I'm level
Activating combat
14.
mode.
Here we go.
Am I level 15?
Oh my gosh.
Fly now.
All right.
I'm dead, actually.
Here we
Oh my
go.
god.
Taking you
We're just gonna
down
play
a
it safe.
peg. Take that. Heads up. Here we go. Fly now.
I got another cutscene!
I just got another cutscene too.
Oh, I got Thunder of Envy because I didn't damage enough.
Conflict resolved.
So
Yeah, my damage is too low. It's fine. I can back it up.
I really wish that there was a way to disable the cutscenes from happening.
Yeah. Like, they already... So, another thing that was different in the OG is that the DMW was extremely intrusive. It was like every single time you had the chance of a level up or limit break or whatever, when you see like two of the same faces appearing left and right, it would say modulating phase. And then it would just like spin the wheels for 10 up to 30 seconds, depending on how unlucky you are. And luckily all of this is not happening now. You were able to skip those cutscenes at the very least. But luckily all of this is not happening now. It's still not pleasant, because with the run being shorter, obviously those 3 seconds feel a lot more impactful. So it's still very sad to see this every now and then. Okay, that was an okay fight. Okay, I'm not a full chapter behind you. That's all I care about right now.
I'm actually at the bathroom break in this run. Or like the only real
Well,
break
while
you
you're at the
have in the
bathroom
run.
break, I'm actually gonna explain something that we didn't touch upon, which is, aside from high jump, like the number one reason this game is so fast: the battle stance.
Ah, yes, you did.
We got the Buster Sword. We inherited it from the guy we just killed. And so this Buster Sword, they changed something. I assume during development they were like, okay, the Buster Sword in the original, it doesn't do anything at all. It doesn't change the gameplay in any way, shape, or form. You don't even get a strength boost. You just have a different sword. In this game, it allows us to do a battle stance. You see, my numbers are orange, which means the combo multiplier is almost complete without me doing anything beforehand. The combo multiplier is generally a 2x multiplier if you have all 5 hit. If you use the battle stance, it's only... Oh wait, actually I think it's like 1.8 times, and with the battle stance it's 2 times, something like that. The battle stance basically skips all the hits that we need to do to power up our moves and allows us to instantly just use it for the mere cost of 10 AP, which means every high jump now costs 45 AP, but we can basically dish out crazy amount of damage there. I just hit the damage cap of 9,999 at this point of the game. I was dealing a few thousand earlier, and now we just hit the damage cap. Oh, wait, I got drained. Dude, level 6, man. Level 6.
We should have read level 6.
We should.
We wouldn't be having any of these cutscenes happening.
Yes. I think you submitted it, or just any percent that got in.
You submitted it. I did not submit it.
All right, I submitted it as a run, and this one was a race, something like that.
Yeah.
So this battle stance is basically like the bread and butter, or the bread and the high jump is the butter, I guess. High jump is very important, and battle stance unleashes its full potential. And we're gonna later actually use things outside of high jump, but we're still a little bit away from that. For example, right now, Sid is in the one chapter that I'm happy is a lot shorter now, because in the OG, that chapter takes like 23 minutes. Here it's like 5. Because we can skip cutscenes and we can dash. And while we're watching Sid run through the slums and me doing a fight that Sid earlier did, I think we have time for a donation or two.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We have a $50 donation from Kubaru that says, so hyped for this Crisis Core race. Best of luck to both Desa and BigSid. Love this game and this marathon. I'm so happy to be able to watch it today. Let's resolve this conflict. Putting my donation to the Symphony of the Night randomizer bonus game. And we have a $50 donation from Lexi the Husky saying Crisis Core is such an amazing game. So glad to be seeing it run at GDQ. Donating $50 to the Symphony of the Night bonus game later. Let's go! And yes, we have that Symphony of the Night randomizer. We've already crossed $10,000 out of the $60,000 needed. We're making great progress on that. Thank you so much, everybody.
Let's go.
I'm hyped to see that.
Now it's my time to have the bathroom break. Usually what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to protect the gate, defeat 12 waves of enemies, 30 in total. But you don't have to do that. You can just let the citizens of Junon succumb their fate and take a sip to drink. And just like chill for like, I think it's 45 seconds or so.
This section's actually a nice break. I know this run is short. It's only an hour. But something we haven't really talked about is, oh gosh, this run, it's so simple, but it's so simple to die. Like,
Yes.
almost any wrong little thing that can happen can just result in a death. And a lot of the times, even as like Des was talking, I don't know if my like gasp came through. It's like,
Oh, for sure it came through.
you have to be. I'm telling you, as soon as anything goes off script, it's very scary. So it's really hard to really get a deathless run, honestly. And it doesn't matter, no matter how good you are at this game, no matter how many runs you've done, you can always die.
Correct.
That's just how it is.
Like, you can even still get top times of deaths, because while deaths can happen plenty, they're not super costly, luckily. While at the same time, of course, the further you cut down your time, the more impactful they become, those deaths.
Well,
Thing is,
isn't that sweet?
as Sid mentioned, like, it's easy to die, and that's because we're not like... Oops, I used Cold Twister. That's a little early. So we're not hindering our level ups. In the OG, because of how intrusive the DMW was, we would constantly wear the curse ring and only unequip it on certain times, just because otherwise we would see too many cutscenes and waste too much time with it. Oh, I didn't even need that. We would waste too much time with high jump level up.
Yo, just too
Both
late.
got it.
But at least you
whoa.
got it for chapter 8,
Yeah.
which at 10 point.
Yeah, exactly. So, because those DMW sequences are not as intrusive anymore, we can just equip stuff that also gives us a power boost, but doesn't block the DMW, which means we can still get level ups. For example, we can level up, or something that we didn't mention yet, Materia can level up. And if Materia levels up, that specific action gets a lot stronger. The proper, like, physical level ups of Zack, we can influence those. Like, we can get EXP for that, but Materia level ups are 100% random. You can have Materia max level or level 1 and, like, 2 nigh identical runs. And the time difference is massive. So actually getting level ups on high jumps is really, really impactful. If you don't get them too late, that is. And yeah, basically what I was getting at is that you can die very quickly in this game because while we're not hindering our level ups by not equipping the curse ring, we are not getting enough EXP because we're not doing any of the side stuff. We're not getting enough EXP to actually earn any of those level ups, so we'll be still vastly underleveled and take a lot of damage. We have low HP and low HP and low defense, meaning it's really hard to survive more than a couple of hits. Yeah. It's even worse on a category called level 6, where we equip the curse ring and never unequip it, because at that point, a gust of wind knocks you down towards the end of the game. It's crazy how a simple mistake can just immediately cost you like half a minute or so. On any percent, it's not as bad, but it can still happen. You're not like safe from potential deaths. Then it's coming up to the fan favorite, the Nibble Descent.
I wouldn't say call
Nibble
it a favorite.
Oh, it's a fan favorite, trust me. So
We
Mount
learned to count
Nibble.
here.
Yeah, if you ever needed to learn how to count past 5, this is the one to go for. Mount Nibble is just the area we're in, and there are 4 encounter zones each time we pass it. We have to go through this twice, so 8 encounters possible. Every encounter zone, at least to our knowledge, has a 50-50 chance of giving you an encounter. I think that's what we estimate, or did Dan actually confirm that? I think we
The more
estimate
you
that.
dodge, the higher.
Oh, correct. So it starts at 50-50, but the more you dodge, the more likely it is that you get an encounter. And
That's also not confirmed. That might be room dependent.
maybe. Well, basically, there are encounter zones that we can't dodge, and every encounter there is purely RNG. You cannot do anything about that. We hope to get like 3 or 4 max on the descent and ascent together, but I think you just got 3 on the descent alone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Also,
already a
I
bad
picked
quota.
I Love You Man for console, just to share my gratitude.
What?
I picked the I Love You Man option.
Oh, console. I heard console. I was like, wait, console?
I might have said that without.
I actually do that as well. Show
Alright.
console some love. I love you, man.
I let it play just to show my gratitude. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, sure. Let me do that.
So I don't miscount.
On top of counting your encounters, you also have to learn how to count objects.
I'm
Cans,
so stressed.
chairs, ghosts. And yeah, I'll shut up while you count the go, or can I just talk over it?
You can talk. I'm just gonna.
Okay, so at the start of chapter 8, which is where Sid is in right now, the password for a vault that we need to access gets generated. And that password can be retrieved by looking through those little door holes, the keyholes, sorry, and counting the objects in that room. Every room has specific objects, it's consistent. The placement of the objects are consistent as well, but not every object spawns. They're like, for example, for the ghosts, I think like 13, 14 different locations possible, and not all of them are spawning at the same time, and it's anywhere between 0 and 9 for most of these things.
Okay.
For the books, which you actually didn't see him counting the books we skipped because it's the furthest out of our way, but it's only possible to have 4, 5, or 6 when counting the books as well, which means we can save ourselves like 15 seconds of a trip by just guessing. And as long as we don't get third try, we are saving time. What try did you get? Second?
Third. My heart was racing because I thought I miscounted.
As long as you're not Sid, you get the second or first
run
try.
in a row. We're about third try.
Yeah, Sid is also notorious for getting bad energy. I'm surprised I got the fire level up, not you.
Listen, I'm just happy it wasn't me. I'm not happy
You know
it was
the
you. I'm
backup
just
though.
happy it didn't happen to me.
I'm glad that it's not as impactful on any percent. Okay, so he got the password correct, and what that gives us is a Vital Slash material. Vital Slash is good because it always with an asterisk crits. There are like very rare occasions where randomly, especially on like fights where it matters, it just doesn't crit, and we have not been able to figure out why. But it's supposed to crit every single time you use it. It's a little bit of a slower move, but it's a strong one. And that material is also mastered, which means it's a lot stronger than it would regularly be, which is really good for us. Plus, it has plus 15 attack, which elevates our power level even more. And
Oh my gosh.
it basically means there's no reason not to pick it up. In the OG, we didn't pick it up because we didn't have a physical route. Oh my god, oops.
I just got 2 encounters.
I got an encounter before the room you're supposed to get encounters in.
Oh no.
And yeah, basically Vital Slash, good. The first, oh, yo, okay, 1. I'm counting.
So I can
I have
explain
fight
really
level, I
fast.
don't need to. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you go over the next fight.
Oh, okay, I'll go over this.
Oh, wait, you can, whatever. Go at it. I thought you were going at the Sephiroth now. Oh, by the way, we're fighting Sephiroth now. Oh, he's fighting
Yes.
Sephiroth now.
So this is a fight. This is probably one of the only boss fights where we want that first class bonus to be a no damage. And it's kind of scary because sucks. I'm gonna go for this one. I'm gonna go for this strat. Please, please, boy.
There are multiple strats we have for this, and each of them is still kind of RNG. We just hope that Heartless Angel doesn't end up connecting, and it didn't
my
connect, so you're good.
Conflict resolved.
It could have been a bit closer, but it was already like a
could've
little bit more tight than it needed to be. And that first class bonus basically allows us to have a proper second fight,
Activating
because now Sid doesn't need to heal. If he wouldn't have gotten the first class bonus, the no damage bonus, he wouldn't have. He would have had to heal at the beginning of the fight. Might be dead. You were plenty alive. You were still at more than 100% health. Oh, something we didn't mention as well. With the limit breaks, the DMW, it allows us to overflow our stats. Normally, without any extra accessories, you can get *2 HP, MP, AP. And in this case, Sid, you said you were gonna die. You had like 120% HP.
I didn't realize. I forgot that I.
Chill out. Okay, I got 4
Well,
chairs.
I can explain what. Oh, actually, I'll explain after. You can.
I got
Hello.
1 ghost. So I'm at 4104. Also, the cans, there's always an apple on the left side, so we don't need to count it. But everything else we need to count. So it's 4134. That's interesting. Wrong. Wrong. Okay, third try. Okay, so the thing is, if you don't get it after the third try, because the books can only be 4, 5, and 6, it means you miscounted.
You messed up somewhere.
You messed up somewhere, and you never want to mess up somewhere with the passcode, because you obviously don't know which one you messed up. There's no feedback for that.
I wish I had a high jump level 3 for this to showcase the brain, the brain dead strat.
All right. So now I have a little bit of walking to do while Sid is coming up to a fight that is, honestly, I've found some appreciation for that fight just because of the OG. Well, in OG hard mode, this fight is actually like really interesting for the wrong reasons, though. It's interesting because it's OG. But it's an interesting fight. You got a what? Oh, Captain. Oh. That's what you're going on about.
Bye now.
All right, now it's my time to follow Sephiroth. Oh, I actually only got 2 encounters on the way down.
How about this?
Oh, nice. I got 2 encounters on the way out.
Conflict
That was very
resolved.
nice.
Okay, high jump level 2. Payoff.
Bye now.
What?
See
It didn't
ya.
die. Okay, I'm level 60 for Sephiroth. That's nice.
How about this? Got him.
Please no grenades. So even though it looks like I'm just kind of brainlessly mashing out these high jumps, I keep looking at the floor because they can toss a grenade and then that'll blow you. I got a high jump level 3 right when it does it.
Boy.
It's too late. No.
Whoa, yeah. Potentially
It's too late.
faster?
Well, it's actually too late. That's
No,
like
it
the main
doesn't
thing you
make-
want it for.
Yeah,
This may smell.
correct.
It's okay.
The Sid special.
I'm just happy to see it.
Conflict resolved.
It's actually
Alright.
funny because at this point I'd actually rather not have it because high jump level 2 normally does not kill there, and then Zach will slide dash
Okay.
towards the.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I
makes
actually really just got like whammied.
sense. It happens, man. It happens.
All right, so this is the last main area that you're gonna see us try to do particular movement to avoid encounters. Obviously, the faster you want to go, the less corners you want to cut and play a little more, I'd say, risky. But yeah, it's normally not that bad. But other than that, the rest of the encounters are just really hug a wall and
Okay. I'm fine with Sephiroth. He played nice for me. Easy. Okay, yeah, Sephiroth played nice for me because he used his ability power later, meaning that his Heartless Angel was not able to come out early, which means I was home free after that. You basically
Also-
don't know how Sephiroth goes until like halfway through the fight, and there you want to just tank some hits because otherwise he can just fling you wide during your Vital Slash. Similar to high jump level 3. I got
I
it
can't
this
believe we're
time.
getting similar RNG like this.
How, like, you can go multiple runs in a row without seeing any high jump level ups. So seeing high jump level ups right now is actually pretty nice. Especially because
very nice.
it's not like one person getting it, the other one not. It's
We,
like
yeah,
both
we
of us are
both
getting
got it, so I'm happy. Oh, but you know what? I did have a high jump level 3, so I can do this fast trap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Geo Limited is still
I
fast.
forgot. Yeah. But it works with high jump level 2, just not guaranteed. And I didn't even do it because I'm too busy talking.
Here we go.
Imagine talking in American language.
I'm gonna go for it now.
Okay.
I really.
Yeah, you did not get that.
Conflict resolved.
You did not get it.
I should have just.
Like, by the time I glanced over, you
I'd
should have
rather
skipped
play
that
it
cutscene
safe.
already. Right. Now it's
Alright, I guess we have time for
my turn to leave me
donations.
behind. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. We have a $20 donation from the Crank Machine saying, here, have a big Zach of money. There are so many good games. I'm having a crisis.
Oh.
I love this marathon from the core of my heart. I can't hear the stream room. I know they're cheering, though, and they think that's the greatest thing ever. That, in my heart, I know that they are cheering for that. Thank you so much for that. We also have a $10 donation from Anand that just says, good luck, Sid and Dessa. And we have a $25 donation from Chocobo Hugger saying, I'm a simple woman. I see soft, cuddly friends. I donate. I see pretty paintings. I donate. Good luck to both the runners activating combat mode.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
I just realized because of the new patch, we can't show off the little watermark. So, some of you might know it. Back when this game originally released on PC, a specific picture in Shinra Manor, I just ran past it for the second time. It had a watermark on it because they just used some stock image apparently. And I think they removed it with the most oh wait, with the second patch. They didn't
No, it
even...
was actually on the first
No,
patch.
actually, I think it was the second. They didn't remove the first one. Which was always pretty funny to look at. It would obviously lose time, but... What are you doing?
Didn't touch the same
man.
point.
I think
Too
you're
busy
having
laughing at the...
I think you're
I
having
was
a
giggling at
crisis.
the donation. I was having a crisis to the core of my heart. I was...
Oh, you're level 18? Okay. So you see me right now not using any battle. Yo, we got level 17 to 19 on that last wave. Holy moly.
Oh, wow.
So you saw me not using any battle stances because I got the high jump level up. So I had my high jump be strong enough that I just jump on these guys. I don't need to worry about any power-ups from battle stands. Which the high jump level ups matter a lot. A lot more. Like, they don't matter for getting started, but they matter for getting good times, basically. You can easily get like fairly decent times. I think you can still beat my time without any high jump level up. Yeah, probably. My time is a little
what am I
outdated at this
doing?
point. You're using the sword twister.
No, I can't showcase.
This'll do.
So Sid is fighting Hollander. The last fight where that weird glitch I talked about way earlier can happen, where the game just locks you out of your abilities. Which again happens if you just don't move because the game loads the fight too quickly. But just hold the direction, you're good with that. And that fight is actually pretty funny because the Vital Slash that we got earlier, it actually knocks him down. So what I'm gonna do later, Sid didn't do that, I think. You just use Vital Slash 6 times without even thinking and just knock him down. And then you walk towards his back and spin it twice at him. Because something we unlocked now through the area that he just went through, he picked up a shop. That shop had specific materia in it, and that materia, in materia fusion specific, it's meant to be like a DFW materia to raise the chance of getting specific cutscenes. But what it also does is in materia fusion, it acts as a super passive max rank materia, meaning that if you combine it with something, it's super passive, as in it never takes priority, or almost never takes priority. And will always give you the strongest version of whatever you're combining it with. So we can combine, for example, a Sword Twister and get a Sword Twister Plus instantly, which is, it is endgame. So we can have it at this point. The game is not like, I guess, how do you call that? The game does not get much easier just because we have it, but it's, what was I going about? Oh yeah, so like, it is helpful to have it. Definitely, it's definitely helpful to have a Sword Twister Plus at this point, and it's super strong. It's basically a Sword Twister which we used a lot at the start of the run, but a lot stronger. I think like 5 times as strong or something, if not more. Actually, maybe it's actually just
I'm not
twice as strong. It's a lot
mistaken,
strong. My controller disconnected. Okay.
I was gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, you probably would have had an Assault Twister Plus if you're playing this casually and going through some
Yes,
missions.
you would have
But-
gotten it a few like 1 or 2 chapters ago, because there is a mission that gives you Assault Twister Plus as a bonus. And there's something, for example, a category that I dubbed the Beat Maneuver category, where you just beat the super boss of this game as quickly as possible. And by doing those missions, oh, I forgot to pick up the shop. Good thing the encounter happened. By doing those missions early, you get Assault Twister Plus super early, and it helps you a lot throughout the game. But
So,
you
I
can
don't
get
know
it
if
very
you-
early, but you would usually get it a little bit before this place. Oh, wait,
Actually, I don't
options
want
is
to talk
very-
about what happened to me because I'm gonna come up against the scariest fight in the game.
Yeah, so this fight's scary because this is probably the one fight where you can
I messed
constantly get one shot.
Activating
No matter what's happening right now, you can get one shot if you're not careful. So you basically need to be on top of your reaction. You have to be able to react very, very quickly.
Oh no. Okay.
This'll do.
Oh, whatever.
Assault Twister Plus. You know, for my
Hey, yo,
efforts.
that is freaking good. So Assault Twister Plus will speed up this final fight a lot. Because this is where Assault Twister really shines. You're gonna see how much he just shreds through his HP. One
Well,
key
before they
problem
shed.
we face in this run is the damage cap. High jump reaches the damage cap very early, as soon as we get the Buster Sword, basically.
Activating combat mode.
But the Sword Twister Plus, it's super strong, but it has multiple hits, which means we don't hit the damage cap as quickly. Allowing us to
Here we go.
Oh my god, I
deal
just hit
more
level
than 10,000
20.
damage per usage. Yeah, I actually already have level 20. Or is it high jump and lucky stars?
By now. Here we go.
Where's my
Oh, please be nice.
Heads up.
barrier? I don't have a barrier of HP. I'll buy.
Finger.
What? Oh, I know why.
Take that. Taking you down a
I need to back up even more.
How about this?
Fire, spear. I should do that earlier. Barrier and Pura and
I'm not gonna risk it.
potions.
We're not.
Barrier and barrier. I don't have 100 couple that's
Taking you down
fine.
a peg. This'll do. Taking you down a peg. Heads up. By now.
Oh wait, I didn't touch the second one.
Taking you down a peg.
Don't pull at me.
Number
Okay.
23. Ooh, okay. So Sid just now finished like the second last fight of the game, the single longest fight of the game, and is now coming up to a last fight. So time is ending as soon as the slowdown on this final boss happens, when his health depletes fully.
Heads up.
And this fight is actually really interesting because it was kind of hard. It's honestly one of the hardest fights in the game. And the OG, it's really easy.
Conflict resolved.
GG.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm not too far away. I'm like 5 minutes off, I think. I had a little bit of trouble. But yeah, that fight is like super easy in OG, but in Reunion it takes a lot more effort actually, because this fight is actually difficult. I would probably say it is the most difficult fight, wouldn't you say? Because it requires you to react a lot. Yeah, it requires a lot, not very. Yeah, it requires you to react a lot and know his pattern. This is one of the few fights where you actually have to know the patterns of your enemy. Usually we just steamroll them, but that enemy you have to know what you're doing. Including like basically all three enemies in this, or all three bosses we fight are that way. You have to know the patterns of Regicide. Obviously didn't get encountered, by the way.
Yeah, I
You have
got
to know
it,
the
and
patterns
I
of
almost
Avatar
died, actually.
and Genesis. Yeah, I know. I saw that. I glanced over. I was like, jeez.
Luckily, so I guess I'll try to explain, because I don't know if we typically mentioned it. So when you're trying to flee, we have to wait for the bar to actually fill up. And some enemies can just choose to attack immediately, which will normally make you need to stop evading to actually dodge. And sometimes you can just try to beat the clock, or you just wait it out. But some attacks, even as you're trying to flee, will just kill you flat out. If they hit you, it's probably GG, lights out.
Yep.
So it's pretty. We don't have to normally worry about it very often, and that's a really rare encounter to happen. But you always, whenever you're running this game, you always just need to be on your toes. You're never PB
safe.
is never secure.
Yeah, you're never safe. To the final second, like you have to be on top of your game. You have to know what can happen. A single menu mistake can ruin you. Not paying attention on Regicide, Genesis 2, or Genesis Avatar a single time can screw you over.
kill
It's
you.
very easy to just lose a run to a single second of your mind being absent. Do we see the 6? No. I forgot to walk. I used barrier. Where's my assault twister plus? It's on R2.
All right, so yeah, this fight, I'll talk pretty much for the rest of the run, I guess.
Save your strength.
This fight right here, he has an attack. He kind of can choose 3 attacks. A little claw attack that he does, an actual claw attack that he
That?
does, and then try Thundaga. I was about to say, and that try Thundaga, even though we have given us 100% more HP, so we have double HP at this point. That try Thundaga is still enough to one shot us if you get hit, and his attack patterns, he can attack at a rhythm that if you're not in sync with him, which I like to call a little tango,
Director.
you
I'm
kind
just
of
gonna go safe.
it's probably the scariest fight in terms of it can kill you the fastest without you realizing.
Which is why I'm playing it super safe right now. Got him.
Nice.
Barrier, yo.
I forgot I
Long
got
barrier
assault test to
duration?
level up.
You got like the spell level 3 or something like that.
Did I? Honestly, I was so tunnel visioned as I was going through this. So we didn't get to talk about it much, but this fight, Genesis Avatar, it's easily the longest fight in the run, and it's probably the scariest fight altogether. We kind of alternate between being able to hit him
Activating combat
or
mode.
not being able to. So if you have a spell, you can hit him, but when he puts down the sword, you can no longer hit him and you can only hit the sword. Now, as we mentioned, that if you hit the back of an enemy, you'll start doing crits. This sword does not really work. It does work as a normal enemy, but it's not always the back. And it's a random crit spot. So it can be either on the left side, on the right side, or in the middle, depending on where the actual hitbox from the sword is on the angle. And even as I actually noticed just earlier when I was trying to prep for the run, that on the second time he puts down the sword, the crit spot stays in the same spot, but he puts the sword down at a different angle. So if you can actually visually remember where the crit spot is, you can always find it without guessing on the second one. And these little scythe enemies, they're the boss fight. They will kill you
They're the
immediately.
actual boss.
Yeah, even with us casting barrier to, I think it reduces physical hits by 50%.
Yeah.
They can still kill you in under about 1 second. If two of them hit you, pretty much it's GG. And at any moment they can kill you. And later on the fight, there are 2 different type of scythe enemies. The blue ones they do physical hits, and the darker ones they deal magic. And typically
You can tell by the
magic
weapon
ones,
usually.
yeah, the magic ones they die faster to physical hits, and the physical ones die faster to magic hits. But the magic enemies, they can actually one-shot you with their spells.
Yeah.
So you
Like
always just need to be
Blazana,
cautious.
Pandaga, you need to always see, if you see those 3 words anywhere on the screen, be ready to dodge. You have to know the timings of those moves.
Activating combat
You have to know how long it takes for them to launch them, what the animation looks like, the animation length and all that, and you have to get ready to dodge, basically, at all times.
Bye now.
I wish. Dude, I think I got like 8 cutscenes or something like that.
This run, I didn't get as many cutscenes, but I think every time I got a cutscene, it was a very bad moment.
Bye now.
Can I?
Take it
Oh,
easy.
he's using Dancing Sword. I don't have fight on religious.
Oh, you don't do
Now.
high jumps with this.
Heads up.
You're playing a risky
Well,
Here we go.
I tease it away. Can I hit you?
This'll do.
So
Do you
this fight
mind?
is
There
extremely
you go.
scary. Okay, I'm happy you got that.
resolved.
Yeah,
That attack, if he hit you with the entire thing, I think you're dead.
Oh, that was the entire thing.
Did he hit you with the?
Yeah, it was just the retaliation, the swift down slam. Little swoop to the side. All right. What was
You
your
want to
time
talk about the
again?
last stand? Yes.
Yeah. All right, so a lot of you guys who played this game, you know that this game isn't technically over, but this is basically like the last stand that is upcoming. In the original game, we decided that this will not be part of the run because it's basically half an hour of auto-scroller and watching cutscenes. The Japanese community decided to do it, but we decided to also not include Reunion. It's not nearly as long, but this is like the last proper fight in the game, so we might as well end it here. The rest is just like epilogue. We don't really count it for the speedrun. It's like a victory lap, I want to say. We call it that. All right, that's it for Crisis Core then. Thanks for having us here. It was fun. Sid, was your first appearance in GDQ.
Yes, it was.
I'm happy you were able to showcase it with me here. It was fun. And of course, shout outs to Big Boys. You know who you are.
Yes.
Shout outs to Big Boys. Hope some of you guys saw this. And yeah, That'll be it from us.
Yes. Thank you again for having us.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was amazing. Congratulations to BigSid on winning that race at his first GDQ. Thank you so much for that. That was amazing. We have a $250 donation from CodeBrown22 that just says, love Final Fantasy, love GDQ, love doctors, here's $250. Thank you so much for that. Look, that is it for my time on the mic here today, but I will be back tomorrow night for Silent Hill Home Pour. And if you're like, Bobby, that's not a real game, you're really going to want to tune in. It's going to be great. I'm Bobby Blackwolf. There is going to be more great Summer Games Done Quick 2023 today, right after this break. Don't close that tab.
Hello, hello, everybody. Don't forget you're watching Summer Games Done Quick 2023 live from Minneapolis, and I am your host, Brutal Mellow. Gonna get my name updated here. Thank you very much. Get my name updated here in the system. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about PM Studios. All right, PM Studios. If you're looking forward to more brilliant runs and memorable moments this year, best of luck, runners. And to all the indie fans in the crowd, come see PM Studios lineup featuring our hottest indie demos. Now, how can you see them? Well, first, you can, of course, join the PM Studios Discord at discord.gg/PM Studios. And I have a few links for you as well, so get those address bars or notepads ready to go. First, we have bit.ly/EPC-Steam. And again, bit.ly/exophobia, that's EXOPHOBIA-Steam, and bit.ly/let's_school-Steam. Ooh, you know I love Devolver Digital. Gunbrella is a noir punk action adventure set in a world dependent on a rapidly diminishing natural resource. Players take the role of a gruff woodsman on a quest for revenge, armed with the mysterious Gunbrella, a firearm that doubles as an umbrella. Visit www.gunbrella.com and wishlist it now on Steam. Devolver Digital Gunbrella. Ooh, we've got a fun interview coming up featuring Spike, Vegeta, and Kizaron. Take it away, fellas.